All right, so we hit 50,000 subscribers. I can't hardly believe it. It's been a crazy month of growth. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for those that are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, hit that button down there. You guys know where it is. You're smart people. You've probably been on YouTube before. You know how to subscribe to things. So I'm just excited. I can't believe I have hit 50 this quick. Just a little over a month ago, I was, looking towards 1,000 and, thinking, oh, great, I'm gonna hit 1,000. Now I'm at 50. So exciting stuff. Thank you for your support. I've got a puzzle hunt that I'm going to release. Actually, when I was nearing 1,000, I had planned to release a puzzle hunt when I hit 1,000, thinking that was gonna be in April. And now I'm at 50,000 and it's not April yet. So it's gonna be released now finally. So sometime, hopefully in the next week, I'll have all of the final touches on it and I'll get it posted. So I'll let you know more as we get closer to that time. That should be a lot of fun. So today, to celebrate the 50,000 milestone, I am going to do all the things. Not all the things, but we're gonna do so you've already probably seen my Wordle. I'm recording this on Friday. I'm not quite to 50,000 yet, but I'm recording it in anticipation so that I can release it when I hit 50,000. So this might be Saturday or Sunday, should hit it this weekend. So I'm doing the puzzles from either yesterday or a couple days ago, probably when you're watching this. So these are Friday's puzzles, so shouldn't have any spoilers for anyone. You've already seen my Wordle video, I hope. If not, link in the description. I'm gonna do the Dordle, the Quordle, the Octordle. We're gonna do the Symble, the Squardle, maybe an Absurdle. We're just gonna do all the things. Let's jump into it with the Dordle. All right, so here's the Dordle. This is like Wordle times 2. So we are gonna start with, let's do, I normally do nasty. Actually, let's do nasty. Let's do nasty. Start with the, the original starting word. So there's the Y. So let's just go ahead and follow up with Euler. Ooh, okay. So this has an R, O, and A. None of those are in the right spots. So let's do Gumbo. Check the location of the O over here. Yep, the O is at the end. Oh, and there's a B. Okay, so there's a B, A, R, and O. This one has a U, L, and a Y. That's interesting. We've only got greens over here so far. So, I mean, this could be something like fully or bully. I feel like it's probably got a double L though, because it doesn't have another vowel there. I mean, it could be, a U, but that seems unlikely. So LLY seems like the most likely option there. Bully or fully. Pulley. No, pulley has an EY, I think. All right, and over here, I mean, my first instinct is to start with BR. Bravo would be good. All right, so we think bully might be an option over here. So I'm gonna guess Bravo, and that will help us with the B over there as well. Okay, it is Bravo, and it's not bully, so I think it's fully. Let's try that. Ooh, oh, it's not an L. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so, oh, it could be a K. But then that would be probably bulky. Or a CY maybe? Hulky. Hulky would be good. Could it be a DY? Something DY? I think I'm gonna go with Hulky. See if that's right. Oh no. I can't fail on my first puzzle. Could it be UY? I just don't, that doesn't seem right. Something P? Pulpy. It could be 2 P's. Oh man. Well, that's the only thing I can think of, so I think I'm gonna have to go with that. It was pulpy. Okay. Whew. Cutting a little close on that one. All right, so Dordle is done. Not well, but it's done. All right, so next up is Quordle. This is the same kind of thing, except we're guessing 4 words. We're just gonna start with nasty, and let's do liver this time. Nasty liver gumbo, maybe. Okay. So we've got the green S up here. I, T, and O. So what would that be? That's interesting. TOS. No, that doesn't work. ITS, it's so, huh. It could be something something SIT or SOT. But if the I is not at the end, it has to be at the beginning. And if, so it could be something like this. I'm not thinking of anything over there. Otherwise, it's got to be the T early on, but that's interesting. I'm not coming up with anything there. All right, let's look at some other ones. We don't have a lot up here. We really don't have a lot on this fourth one here. Just the L and the I, and not in those positions. So let's think about what letters we haven't used yet and where we might be able to guess some of those. So P, H, D, F, C is always good to get in there, as you guys know. How about flick? I like that. That lets us use the F, the C, and the K and check new locations for the L and the I. I like flick there. Okay. Well, it checked another spot for the I here. We do have a K up here, and we have a C down here. That's good. So this one makes me think B, E, C. Oh, but you can't. Not CN. Bench. I think that's going to be bench. We haven't guessed an H yet. Let's go with that. I like the H there. It is bench. Okay, good. And there is an H over here. I wondered with the C over here. C oftentimes goes with H, not always, of course, but. So this one is probably CHILL, probably chill. Ooh, oh no, child. I guess too quick. It's probably child. And now we're down to 3 guesses. Why am I bringing it for dramatic effect? Yes, we'll stick with that. We'll say I'm doing it for dramatic effect and assume that I'm doing it on purpose. So up here, probably S. Skunk would be good. It repeats the K, but NK seems like a likely option here. Now it could be something SK, but then the N would have to be second, and the U would have to be, I mean, that's not going to be a word. Yeah, that's not going to work. So the N can't be second, so the N has to be fourth. And so then the S is first or second. No, I think it's going to be skunk. I think it's going to be skunk. This, I think, is going to be child. Forgot I hadn't guessed the D yet. What about up here? What's this one? So we still don't know much. The I has to be either at the beginning, something like that, or it has to be towards the end. Could have another S or another T potentially. Wow, I'm really not thinking. I have no ideas on the second word, what it could be. I think it's skunk and I think it's child, but the second word, I really don't know. Skunk is not going to get us anything new. I mean, it would check another spot for the S, I guess, on this one. But other than that, all right, I'm going to go with child. I think it has to be child. Hopefully. Okay, good. It was child. So there's no D on either of these, which we thought this was skunk. I guess we're going to go with skunk. And it'll let us check another spot for an S here, because we could have a second S. Okay, it was skunk. There's not another S. What is this word? Okay, we haven't used W yet. Was it? That's not a word. We haven't used P. Posit. That could be. So I think posit is the only thing I can think of that would work. So we're going to guess that. It's our last try. Okay. All right, so that was the Quordle. Again, not necessarily done well, but done. All right, so now we moved over to the dark side for Octordle. I'm trying to make them a little bit bigger on the screen over here, so I've kind of overlapped the bottom 4 with the top 4. So if we get down to needing all of the guesses on the first 4, then I'll try to readjust things. But for now, I'm going to try and do this so that they can be a little bit bigger. I don't want everything to be so tiny. So we'll see how it goes. All right, starting with nasty again, and liver, and gumbo. Okay, so now let's look around and see what we got. Okay, we've got a U, S, and Y over here. So, I mean, you could repeat the S, something like this, but I don't know if there's a family-friendly word that's gonna work. Oh, fussy would work. Fussy would be good. So that's a possibility there. Oh, we've got all the... Okay, this has to be storm, right? Yeah, that one's got to be storm. Okay, it is storm. Over here, we've got ST, probably A. Something like stamp. No, there's no M. Staff. That's a tricky one. Stack is more likely than staff. I like that because it lets us check another spot for the A here as well as on this word. And checks the C and the K for all the words. So let's go with that. Stack. It was stack. Good. Oh, and we've got a CK here. See, that was good. Oh, so this is snuck. Because we have the N and the U, so it has to be snuck. Over here, we've got BA maybe, and then... Or a... something like that. No, it can't be ET. So, it's probably an E at the end. So what would that be, though? Because then it's got to be something A... and then something TE or BE. No, it can't be T or B right there. So it would have to be BAT something. Bathe. Bathe is good there. I like bathe, and we haven't checked an H yet, so that would be good to see if there's an H in the other words. Let's look at the other ones, though, just to make sure that we want to guess that. I'm pretty sure that's bathe. Now, this one has a K, which is interesting. So, oh, husky, maybe. Husky would be good there. So if we guess bathe here, it will let us see if there's an H in husky. That would be good. This one, COL, colas? There's no S. I'm not sure on that one. No, not local. I was going to say local, but there's no L at the beginning. Focal. Focal would be good there. I like that. So we're thinking bathe and focal and husky. This one, I don't really know. I feel like it probably ends in CT or CH. It could be a CH, something like TA, something TH, or catch. Catch would be good there. I like catch. So I'm seeing all signs are pointing to H on several of these words. So let's go ahead and do bathe. Even if it's not bathe, we can check another spot for the B and the T and the E. Okay, we're going with bathe. It's bathe. This is going to be catch because it has the H. I think it has to be, oh, patch. Ooh, patch is another option. Could be patch. Or watch. Oh, this is the watch situation again. Okay, so we're going to come back to that one. We're going to work on the other words first. Oh, interesting. This does not have the H, so it's not husky. It's either KUS something Y, which does not seem likely at all. Or it's USKY, so dusky. Dusky. Now that is a weird word. Dusky. I've never heard that word used before. I mean, I guess you're saying it looks dusky. It looks like dusk. Ah. Dusty for sure I've heard, but dusky. It's got to be dusky though, I think. Okay, so that could be dusky. This could be, this is patch, watch. It's not hatch. Oh, it could be hatch too, because we could have another H, or catch. Oh, no. That's really bad. Okay. What about this one? What is this? Cloak? No. There's no K. And there's no O in the third position. Can't be clock. So if we do CL, then you've got to have a vowel. And we can't use the O or the A. And there's no E, I, U, or Y. So it can't be CL at the beginning. So it could be CO. But then it would have to be a consonant, potentially an L. Coxal? Apparently that's a word, but I think it's got to be focal. I think it's focal. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 words left to guess. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 guesses, so we can waste 2 potentially. So what I'm wondering is, should I guess something with like an F, a W, a D, and a P to kind of find out about some of these, especially this watch, patch, catch. So it'd be nice to do something with a C or an H at the beginning, and then also a P, a D, an F, something like that. Hoped isn't bad. That lets us check if this is hatch. We don't have anything with the F over here, though. It does check the O in the second position. And it checks the P. Yeah, but D... Nah, I don't like hoped. Hoped isn't quite good enough. Okay, so what I'm thinking is maybe power. It checks the P and the W for patch and watch. It also gets the O position for focal. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. I'm gonna go with that. And it also helped us over here. Look at that. Okay. So it is an O there. There's no P or W. Oh, there's a W over here, so it's watch. There is a W. It's got to be watch. Okay, watch. Good. We've had that problem before. Now, let's see. So I think this one has to be focal. I'm going to go with that. Okay, it was focal. Is that still on the screen over here? I'm going to move that down just a little bit so you guys can see focal. There we go. Okay. So we've just got 2 to guess, and we've got 4 guesses left. So let's look over here at this. So this one is something USKY. And we think it's got to be dusky. I think it's got to be dusky. Let's look at this one, though, this last one. WHO. Whoop. Whoop, there it is. That could be it. Whoop, there it is. All right. All right, and this has to be dusky, I think. Dusky, there we go. All right. With 1 guess to spare. Good. So that one went better than the others. So the next logical step is probably to go, to set a Quordle and some of these bigger ones with even more words than 8. But I haven't been able to figure out a good way to make it all show up on screen here so you can see it, because the websites aren't great. They're just, it's a big long line and you have to scroll a whole bunch. And I don't think it's going to work very well for me to be scrolling on the screen here all the time. So I feel like we're probably going to have to not hack the website, but, adjust the CSS of the website to lay things out differently so I can get it all on screen. So if someone has ideas for that or knows how to do that, let me know. Yeah, so we're not going to do those today, maybe in the future. All right, next up is the Squardle. It looks like they've added something. Oh, maybe this is the number of guesses. So they've changed it slightly. This was probably how many guesses we have left, because it used to be kind of down here with the keyboard, I think. So, all right, well, let's just keep going with our nasty. And, yep, so that went to 9, so that must be our number of guesses left. So there isn't any, okay, so there's a Y somewhere in here, and a Y, so, I mean, as usual, you see Y in the row, Y in the column. You think there's probably a Y there. There's no T in the grid, which is interesting. We do have an S up here. There's an A, oh, the A is pointing down, so there's an A in one of these two. So it might be good to guess an A right here, because if it's not an A, then we know there's an A down here. So that wouldn't be bad. We We can't do Euler if we're guessing an A. We don't have much yet. There is an N somewhere. I mean, we could do NA something. We don't want to do nasty again, because we know there's no S here. There's no T. But we could guess something with NA. The problem is, so if we do NA, that means we're also doing NA here. And we know this isn't an N, and we know this isn't an A because of the white A there. So, not a great guess because of that. It's really only helping us with kind of this area. So we want to do something that's going to help us with more than one area. You know, I'm going to do Euler. Why not? We'll get some more information about some new letters. Oh, the O and the ER. Okay. Well, that worked out well. No L. There's no T, so it's not otter or other. There is an O in this third row, but not in this spot. So probably one of these two. It's interesting. So there is an R down here, but we don't need to use the R in this guess because we've got the R. So again, we could use an A because we think there might be an A in this area here, but we know there's not an A up here. At some point, we're going to just have to figure out where the A is, and it's only going to be good for one direction or the other. And that's okay. But, so we want to do something that ends in a Y. We do have an N somewhere in this first word. At the end of the word isn't bad. Isn't a bad guess. N, I mean something like nerdy. But, oh right, we don't have to use the R. Because we know there's not an R in this one. So there's no reason really to use the R unless we think there's a second R in this word, which there certainly could be. You could have another R right down here. But, so, let's see. N, we've done A, E, I, O. We need to use a U probably would be good. So if we did N, U, actually, you know what might be good? So I know I was thinking N, but if we did like UCK, something like, something like ducky would be good, because the UCK and D are all letters we haven't used yet. I'm going to go with that. Okay, so it's KY. Oh, and there is a D, so the D is probably here. Not necessarily. So this could be an A. Tardy? No, we don't have a T. What would that be? It's either that or there's a D right here. Let's get rid of that D up there. And then this can't be an E or a U. It would have to be A or O or an I. Nah, I feel like the D is probably here. This isn't necessarily an A, because the A could be here, but interesting. Oh, and there's a U in one of these two. Oh, this could be, what, outer? No, it can't be a T. Ow. If there's the U there, this is... I don't know what that would be if that's the U. So I'm thinking that's not the U, and there's a U over here. So there's an S up here, but it's not in this first column because of this S. Could be at the end. Interesting, there's no O, I, or E right here. So if this was a vowel, it would have to... Oh, and there's no A. So this, if this is a vowel, it has to be a U. Which would then mean that's not a U probably. But I can't think of anything that works here. So I'm pretty sure this is probably a U, which means this has to be a consonant, which is fine. But you know what? I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go. This is not the best guess, but we haven't used J, M, or P. We can see if the U is here. It also lets us check if there's an S in this fifth row or the fifth column. So I'm going to go with that, even though I know it's not the right answer. I feel like it's not bad. Okay, the UM was good. There's no P anywhere. That's interesting. Ah, but there is an S over here. Okay, so so this can't be a C. So what could it be? If it's not a vowel, because if it's a vowel, it can't be E, I. Oh, it could be an O. Could be an O. We have the O here. Smoky. Smoky would work. That would be interesting. And over here, what's this gonna be? Something UM. And it, oh, we have an N. Human. Human. I like human there. That would be good. And this would be nerdy. All right, let's write those in. We don't know them, but I like these guesses. Human, nerdy. What would this be? H. Could be like, oh, we can't do hoops. Who? Hoots? No, no T, no P. So what would this be? If this is H, something O. Ah, if this is nerdy, this is an A. Because of the A there. Smoky. Oh. I still don't know what this is going to be without a T. Offer? Offer would be good. But then Mafia? 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 Could that be... Could this be Mafia? This isn't smoky then. It could be... Snaky? Is that a word? Shaky. Shaky. Shaky's better. Offer, Mafia, nerdy, human, shaky. What would this one be then? I feel like it has to be another vowel there. It can't be an A or an I or a U. Could be another O. What would be there? It can't be a T or a P. F. Hoofs. No, that's V. Plural is VES. Hooks. Could be a K. Hooks. Okay, so these are my best guesses. So the question is, which do we guess? I'm gonna go with Mafia, because that will leave us just the F here that we need. Okay, I'm gonna go with Mafia. It's not Mafia. Okay, well, that's not surprising. There's no F, so this isn't an F. That's not an F. It's not offer. Oh, man. Okay, there's an A, but we already know. Yeah, okay. And this could still be an H, but it can't be shaky. This is not an A. So if this is a vowel, it can't be A, E, I. It can be O. It can't be U. It would have to be an O. It would have to be smoky. So the question is, what do we want to guess here? Because we don't need to use necessarily smoky, because if you remember how Squardle works, we have to get all the letters green, but you don't necessarily have to guess that whole word. So we could do something with M-O and D, potentially. We probably can't do N-M-O. It might also be good to do something, if we could do something that started with A, that would let us check if there's an A in this first column. So A-M-O, a mode, is that a word? I'm gonna try that. That's not a word, okay. All right, well, I can't think of any words that start with A-M-O. So one thing we could do is we could do something like demon, which is really only getting the E in the right spot, but lets us kind of check both of these if the letters are correct. The problem is then we still need two guesses to get them right. All right, I'm pretty confident about smoky, so I guess I'm gonna guess that. I was kind of hoping to do something that was A-M-O, but amore maybe? I don't know if that counts as an English word. Let's try it. Okay. That's what I figured. I mean, I could do something like aroma, and that would let me check the A for this first column and also the M over here, but I'm just gonna go with smoky. Actually, no, I'm not going to go with smoky. I'm going to almost do that. I'm going to do smote, I think, because it lets me check the E at least. So at least I'm getting some other information here. I only need the MO here. So I'll do smote. That'll be good. Okay, so it is smoky, and there is an E. Okay. So we do know that this is the E. Well, it's either here or it's first. It can't be fourth. So I still think nerdy is a good guess here. And human is good. Hooks is good. Don't think there's any way we can do a word that's gonna get both of those. Because, I mean, we have to have the K and the A. So either way, it's gonna take 2 guesses to get those. So is there any reason not to just put in hooks or human is the question. We still have no idea what's going on in the middle here. Or at least I don't. Maybe you guys do. Something like mango, maybe? Mango. Ooh, what about mango? Do we know anything about N or G yet? N is white on the keyboard. Did we guess? Oh, we did guess N. So there is an N, but we know there's an N in this first. So N's possible at least. We haven't guessed G yet. Mango would be good. What would be here? No, I don't think. What about, could this be a D? If this was otter? All right, I think I'm just gonna go with human because we think that's what this first column is, and it also lets us check the N down here for nerdy. So I'm gonna go with that. It's not human. No, I'm down to 4 guesses. Now the good thing about Squardle is, if you get a word right, you get an extra guess. So this is not human. It's not human. It's alien. So this is not hooks. All of my guesses, all of my assumptions earlier are turning out to be wrong. So we know there's an E. Can't be here. This is for sure an E. It's N-E-R something Y. And there is a D. So it's nerdy. It's nerdy for sure. No question. This is nerdy. What would this be? There has to be. There's no H. Interesting. I'm still thinking mango would be good here, but I don't know what would be the O word. If that's an N. Oh, owner. Owner and mango. Those would be good. Now, is there a word that has W-N-G in the middle so I can get both of them at once? Probably not. Not that I can think of. So I think I'm just going to have to guess one of them. Which one do I want to guess? I think I'm going to go with owner. Because there's a chance there's an O in this. No, there's not an O over here. Never mind. Because of this yellow O here. So we know there's no O over here. I was trying to see what can we use to get some more information. But we don't, right, we're not going to be able to do owner and mango, but we might be able to do the NG with a different first letter that would help us check some stuff for these other ones. So between the M and the N has to be a vowel. Can't be A, can't be O, can't be E. Oh, it's an I. There's a yellow I right there. Cumin. There's so much going on, it's hard to keep track of all the clues sometimes. Okay, so that is cumin. So now this is... Oh, it could be cooks. We were trying to do hooks before. It could actually be cooks. Okay, so what I'm thinking is Congo. Because it gets us our N and our G for mango, but it also checks the C to see if there's a C up here. So let's go with, yeah, and it'll also tell us if there's an O up here, because this O here will point up if it is. Congo. Okay, good. So we got mango. There's not an O up here, so this is not O. See, that was good. There is a C, so that's a C. So it's C something O something S, and it's not an O. Do we have anything else? This has to be owner now, I think. This has to be cumin. because we know there's a C and we know there's an I. So this is cumin, this is owner for sure. This, I mean, this feels like it has to be nerdy. Yeah, because it's N-E-R something Y. It's got to be nerdy. It'd be good to get some more information about this word. So our first letter here, we need to do the E and the D, but our first letter could be almost anything, and it could let us check a letter across the top here. So what could that be? C blank, O blank, S. That second letter can't be an A, I, O. Could be an E. But what would that be? Can't be A, I, O, or U. So if it's a vowel, it has to be an E. Otherwise, what's it going to be if it's not a vowel? An L? What do we know about L? There's no L. Can't be an L. Can't be an H. We don't have any H's. Could it be an R? I think it could be an R. I think R is possible there. We don't have any information about R in this first row or that second column. So it could be an R. Something like no, not crops, cross. Cross would work. So it'd be good to use an R at the beginning. Could also be like Crocs. All right. Well, let's do something R-E something D something. Like reads would work. We get the E and the D. Check the R for this first word. Let's go with that. Okay, so that finished off the nerdy, as we expected. There is an R. Good. So the R could be here, but I'm not sure what this would be then. So I think it's CR something. We need to guess an I in the fourth position. So really right now we could just do the I, because we could use the C on our final guess for this top row. So we could just do the I and do something. So this could be Crocs or cross. The problem is, guessing a C or an S isn't going to help us much because we already know there's a C and an S. Is there something else it could be? I'm not thinking of anything else. All right, I'm just going to go with cumin. Might as well. Okay, it's cumin. Now we're going to do owner. Now here we could do, what could we do? But again, if we do a C or an S, it's only going to, it's going to tell us there's a C and it's going to tell us there's an S. Like either way, we already know there's a C and an S, so that's not really going to help. So might as well just go ahead with owner. We've got 4 guesses left, so we should be good. I'm going to go with cross. I feel like that one is the most likely option. And it was cross. Okay, there we go. Cool. That one felt trickier than the Squardles I've done before for some reason. I don't know. All of the puzzles seem trickier today than usual. Maybe my brain just isn't working as well as usual, but all right, that was the Squardle. All right, we're back to the dark side for Symble. Now, if you remember how this one works, it's sort of, it's the one that's really kind of confusing at first, but isn't nearly as hard as it initially sounds, I think, maybe. But it's giving you the coloring backwards. It's as if the answer is your guess and your guess is the answer. And it's also giving us symbols, and we have to figure out what the symbols mean. So let's keep up with our nasty. It's been working so far. Okay, so most likely the water drops here are the grays. So there's no N. Well, no, we have to remember, this is telling us the coloring of the final answer. So the first, third, fourth, and fifth letters are not N-A-S-T-Y. Now this heart could be a yellow or a green. So the second letter we know is one of these. So what I think we want to do is put like an N in there, or an S-T or Y, one of those, because assuming these 4 are grays and this one is yellow or green, that second letter now, if we put an N there, if it's a gray, a water drop, then, no, that doesn't quite work. It works if, interesting. I haven't done these enough. I haven't done Symble enough to really have developed my strategy yet. So, okay, so what we want to do is use an A in a different position. Because if the heart is the green, then we should get whatever the other symbol is, the yellow, in the second position. That's what we should do. So let's do clean. I like that. That gets us 4 new letters. It moves the A to another position. Let's see what we can figure out from that. Oh, we reused an N too. Oh well, okay. I probably shouldn't have done that with the N. That was an oversight. All right. Interesting. So I feel like most likely the heart is the green and the second letter is an A, which is why we're getting the yellow circle. I think that's yellow. I don't even know. I'm colorblind. So the circle. If the circle is yellow, it's now telling us that because the A has moved. Which would mean that the first letter is a C. Now, it's also possible that the heart is yellow, and it's telling us... No, that's not possible. If the heart is yellow, then the circle is green, which means there's an L in the second position, which means in the first word, the heart would have been telling us that there's an L somewhere in the word, so that can't be it, so it's CA, and then it has to have... okay, the fourth and fifth letters are then not A and not N, but from clean. And the third letter is a letter we haven't used yet. So it could be like, something, and then the last two would have to be, and they can't be C or A again. Because if the answer was clean and you guessed a word with 2 C's, it would only show you the 1 C. So these last two can't be C or A. The fourth one could be... No, and we can't use N because that one was a water drop up here. So N can't be A, N, or C. It has to be L and E. Something like this. Cable. Cable would be good. Let's try cable. And that was it. All right, cool. So far in my experience, Symble has been really hard to think about and really kind of twist your brain around, but you actually get a lot more information than you think, and it ends up not being, not taking too many guesses. I wouldn't say it's not hard, but it doesn't take as many guesses as you might think it would take. So there you go. That was Symble. All right, next up is going to be an Absurdle. So the way Absurdle works is it doesn't have a predefined answer. So when you make a guess, it gives you the worst possible outcome, but it's consistent. So if you guess, an S in the first one, it makes it gray. It can't then have an S later on, of course. So it's basically taking the group of words, and each time you guess, it says, okay, what result would give us the largest group possible still available? So let's just stick with our nasty, okay? And then Euler. Okay, so there's an O and an R. So, we could do gumbo again. Let's go with that. Okay, so we don't have any of these letters now. So we need to have, and there's no O at the beginning or the end. So let's see, what letters have we not used? We need to use as many letters as possible because, we repeated the O there, but the idea is to use lots of letters and reduce the pool of words pretty quickly. So something like phone would be good, but we've already used the N and the E. Oh, PH, I was just thinking PH. Oh, CH would be good. Cord, that gets new spots for the O and the R, gives us CH and D. Let's do cord. Okay, so CROW. The R has to be there. It has to be CRO. Crop, but then what's the last letter? Croc would be good. Let's do croc. Okay. CRO, so it's CRO something K. What could it be? And at this point, it's probably some word I've never heard of. CROPK or FK or WK, KK? Oh, crook. Crook, of course. Crook. Okay, it is a word I've heard of. I forgot about doing the double O. All right, 6 guesses. I feel pretty good about that. Getting in 6, that was good. All right, that was Absurdle. All right, so let's finish up with a quick Letterle. This is a ridiculous Wordle variant where you're just guessing the letter. So we'll start with Nasty. Oh, okay, well, I was gonna start with Nasty. We got it on the 3rd guess, so the letter was S. There you go. All right, so again, thank you to all my subscribers. It's really awesome to hit 50,000. I can't hardly believe that I have that many subscribers. I've got a lot of ideas for things coming up. I'm gonna continue doing some more live streams. I've done a couple of those in the past with some puzzle games. I've got some ideas for those. Those are a lot of fun. If you have ideas for things you'd like to see on video, feel free to leave a comment down below. I am actually working on some merch, as the kids say. I've had some people request those. I've got some shirt ideas and some mug ideas, so hopefully we'll have those coming out soon. And the other thing I've got coming up in the short term is that puzzle hunt, which should be coming out later this week sometime. I'm just putting the finishing touches on it, getting it all ready to go. So I'll let you know once that's available. And of course, don't forget, you can become a member of the channel as well. You just push that join button below the video and you get a little badge next to your name and custom emojis. And I'm gonna be adding some more emojis because as we get more members, I'm allowed to have more emojis. So some of those are coming too. So lots of great things coming up. I'm excited for the future. Thank you again to everyone. I appreciate all the support and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. Thanks.